Hi, today I'm going to about talk about our tourism in Kyoto, Japan. So this slideshow about when most of the people think of Kyoto, they imagine calm temples, beautiful gardens, and centuries of tradition. But the reality is a bit different. Many parts of the city today feel crowded and hectic, especially for the people who actually live here. Life for local isn't always the scenery picture we see in photos. Kyoto is a small city located in central Japan and is known as one of the country's most important cultural cities. It was the former capital of Japan, so it has rich history from ancient temples to traditional tea houses. It's not just a tourist city, it's where people live, work, and carry on traditions every day. It is special because it's not just about tourist attraction. It is a living city, deep-rooted traditions and local communities. People still follow seasonal festivals, craft arts, and neighborhood customs. So while tourists visit for sight, the city is more than just a destination. It's way of life for the residents. The tourism growth before COVID-19, Kyoto welcomed over 50 million visitors, which you can also see in the graph every year. To put that in perspective, only 50 million visitors every year. Also, about 1.45 million people actually live in the city. Imagine a city where tourists outnumber residents by more than 30 to 1. This is an enormous pressure on local life and infrastructure. The turning point is the change that started after 2013. Tourist numbers began to rise very fast, and city wasn't prepared for this thing. Suddenly, streets, temples, public transport were full of visitors, which made it difficult for tourists to go their daily routines. It caused several factors contributed to this thing. Japan made visas earlier for everyone and also launched international campaigns, and airlines offered cheaper flights. These things made it more accessible for visitors. Social media also had a great impact as it played a huge role in Kyoto's popularity, like Instagram and TikTok made Kyoto a must visit destination. Photos of iconic temple streets and traditional experiences went viral, encouraging more people to come and see the city for themselves. It also the challenge is the number of tourists, it's where they go. Like most of the people just go to one destination like Gion Kyomzu temple. It causes extreme crowded in these spots, while other parts are very quiet. It also had a certain impacts on residents like people who live in Kyoto. This made our everyday life more difficult as everything were full like trucks, buses, trains and streets all had tourists, which means communicating or even walking was stressful. Simple routines were taking much longer and were more crowded. It also created housing issues like many homes were converted into short-term rentals for visitors, which raised rents and made it harder for locals to find affordable housing. This also pushed families and long-term residents out of their neighborhoods. Now talking about the cultural impact in tourist-heavy areas like Jeon, some visitors don't follow local customs or respect privacy. They might take photos where it's not allowed or ignore etiquette. This creates tension between residents who want to preserve their way of life and tourists who just want to experience the city. Environmental strain. Kyoto's historic sites weren't built for mass tourism, as you can see in the picture. Temples, shrines, and gardens are delicate, and heavy foot traffic can cause damage over time. It can also lead to waste, pollution, and stress on public spaces, which affects the beauty and sustainability of the city. Mm, Interestingly, the crowds don't just impact locals, they affect visitors too. When places are overcrowded, it's harder to enjoy the experience. Long lines, packed streets, and noise reduce the sense of peace and wonder. Many people come to Kyoto for just the experience. Now, talking about a business perspective, tourism is financially important for Kyoto. Hotels, restaurants, and shops benefit from it. However, relying on it too much can be risky, like in COVID-19 pandemic show that how vulnerable cities are when tourism suddenly stops. Like when Kyoto's government has introduced policies to manage tourism, this includes tourist taxes and rules for short-term rentals, and it aims to reduce negative impacts on residents and also allows visitors to enjoy the city responsibly. Moving further, it also they also put sign for the behavior management, like beyond rules and taxes. It also implemented measure to influence tourist behavior, photo bans in sensitive areas, and etiquette signs and guarded tourist restrictions help protect both cultural sites and local privacy, which encouraged visitors to be more respectful. This shows the land sky tipping point, which means it's about Doug Lansky, a tourism expert who explains that concept of tipping point. Too many visitors can harm destination, and Kyoto is a clear example. Beyond a certain number of tourists, the negative stress on residents and lower visitor satisfaction. Moving to the next slide, volume versus value, it teaches us an important lesson. Quality matters more than quantity. Instead of focusing only on increasing visitor numbers, cities should aim for meaningful tourism. Experiences that respect local life and culture provide more long term value for both residents and visitors. Now about the future direction. Looking ahead, spreading visitor across different areas and encouraging off-season travel could help reduce overcrowding and better planning, promotion of lesser known sites, and sustainable tourism practice can make city enjoyable everyone like for everyone while preserving its unique character. So, in the end, tourism should improve places, not overwhelm them. Kyoto reminds us that responsible tourism benefits both visitors and locals by managing numbers, respecting culture, and thinking sustainability. We can ensure that beautiful destinations stay vibrant for generations to come. Thank you.